Alrighty, hello and welcome to the Brother Slam for a first time ever playing 2 nights in a week and back to back, wildly enough, after taking about a month or so off. So stoked to be here. We are doing Lantern Year 5 of People of the Starry Night Doggos campaign. Haven't actually settled upon a name upon it, but it's a kind of riff on a Cosmere short story kind of thing. So we're doing it. We got the doghouse full of the doggos, we fighting a frog dog, and we want to be dragons. That is the theme of this. I realized, actually, thanks to a lovely person in the comments, so thank you very much for the note, I did the wrong principal thing, and I was looking in the wrong place and I read the wrong thing. So that is an oopsies on my part. It was confused the heck out of myself. So we're going to do a quick little retcon and read the new life principle from the main rulebook here. So thank you again for the correction. Luckily, because I use Scribe, it had already set me up correctly. I was just wrong on a couple things. So human error, not computer error. So get some fun art here. And let's do it. The group must decide how to raise their young. I've already chosen, and what we're going to do is with affection was what we did last time, and without mercy is what we're going to do for this campaign. Toys are taken from the child and replaced with a cold stone-faced shard. Training begins immediately. The settlement gains the new life principle, survival of the fittest. Find and place the card on the settlement board and note it on the settlement record sheet. After adding the card to the settlement, roll 1d10. So we've already grabbed the 2 cards. Protect the young is what I did last time, which gives children of the future, whenever rolling on the intimacy story event, roll twice and pick 1 result, which was nice. But this time, survival of the fittest is what we're going with. Survival limit +1. When rolling on the intimacy story event, roll twice and pick the lowest result. All current and newborn survivors gain +1 strength and +1 evasion. Once per lifetime, a survivor may re-roll a single roll result. They must keep this new result, which is pretty freaking sweet. So that's what we're going with. We'll just put it off to the side for now. And I just want to take a look, because I don't think this actually... Oh, no, it did. Looks like it did update. Everyone has 1 evasion and an extra strength. So very, very cool. But let's roll 1d10 and see what happens on this table. 9. The child is raised as a peer warrior, leaving compassion and fear behind. The newborn survivor gains +2 courage, the tough fighting art, and 1 random disorder. Very fitting. All right, dragon, let's see what you get here. So fighting art, we're going to get tough. And tough is when rolling on the severe injury table, unless you roll a 1, add 1 to the result, which is pretty freaking sweet. And then a random disorder. Let's see what we get. We literally just got rid of Estephobia on someone else. You cannot wear body armor at the body location. If you're wearing armor at the body location when you gain this disorder, archive it as you tear it off your person. Good stuff. I had actually gone ahead and did one more little retcon and did make a rawhide corset. And I was going to put it on dragon, but not anymore. Oh, no, actually, I didn't, actually, so that's good. Otherwise, it would have been gone. But we did put the dragon vestments on him, which is just a item. Okay, so dragon can't wear chest armor. We'll want to get rid of that if we can. Let's do courage, though. Let's add that before we forget. Courage, boom, boom. There we go. Okay, fun stuff. Let's jump right into the hunt phase here. We're hunting another frog dog. I realized I'd already kind of come up with a plan to hunt the frog dog. I've hunted him a fair amount of times at this point, but I kind of feel like I'm doing okay on weapons, although I do need 1 more decent weapon, and not good enough on armor, and I think that's my fault for trying to go ahead and make some frog dog stuff when I should have just focused on making a little bit more rawhide. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the frog dog tonight. There's a few items I specifically want to make, like a shield, and then a few other things that deal with insanity that I would really like. So that's what I'm hoping for. And I also want to get into hunting level 2 critters as well. So I feel like I need a little bit more armor before I can reliably hunt level 2s, as well as strength, although frog dog might be a little bit more lenient for level 2 because we can use the mammoth leaves to jump. So yeah, I want to move into level 2s. I don't think I have enough armor on my survivors to do so. But we'll see. We'll face off with this guy. Maybe we can get the things that we want from him, and then we might do a screaming antelope again to get as much hide as possible to make more armor. But we'll see. We'll start with this, and then we'll see what may come afterwards. Ooh, I do need the main rulebook, though. Where did I get to? Here we go. feel like it's been a hot minute since we've actually done the hunt phase, so I totally forgot about getting this book out and ready. It's also my first time ever playing a board game live streamed alone on a Friday night. I'm kind of stoked for it. Wife's out of town for the evening, no renovation stuff going on, so here we be, having a little solo boys night in. Okay, there we go. We got that open. We'll put that just right there. And get the proper dice here. So we've got these folks in order of how they're listed in the Scribe app for nice and easiness. So we got Dogmeat, our luck-based scythe person, followed by Doodle. And I should, excuse me, I should be saying their full titles here. We have Dogmeat, Dingle, Hero of the Lantern, our scythe person. Then we have Doodle, Brainless Fool of the Antelope, our tank, who has some pretty freaking crazy abilities. I'm just going to go through it really quick just so we don't forget. Got a new fighting art last time, Red Fist. At the start of each showdown, each survivor gains +1 strength token, and survivors may spend +1 strength tokens in place of survival, which is really cool. But almost even cooler is this Pristine ability. When you suffer a dismembered severe injury, ignore it and gain 1 bleeding token instead, which is really sweet. I kind of want to get tough on him too, just so the chances of him dying are like supremely small. Here for it though, that's super sweet. And then we got Dragon, who is our first newborn survivor. Stoked on them. They are going to be this fellow right here. And then lastly, Snoop the Lion, who is our support survivor, who has -2 accuracy. And some other full kit here too. So we shall see how they do. All right, let's start off with the top here. Dogmeat Dingle, getting a 67. Oh, on this page. Wonderful. Saliva pools. The ground ahead is pockmarked with pools filled with a gooey liquid. They bubble merrily and stink of digesting meat. Excuse me. As the survivors move between them, they are overcome by waves of nausea. If any survivor has a sickle, they slice a few leaves from a nearby plant and everyone uses them to plug their noses and mask the smell. All survivors gain 1 understanding. Otherwise, each survivor rolls 1d10. If the result is less than their survival, they continue on. Otherwise, they vomit in a nearby pool, suffering 1 event damage to the body. Okay, and then before their eyes, the pool greedily dissolves their vomit. They gain +1 understanding. Okay, well. So I have a feeling a bunch of folks here are going to lose some take a damage. That's okay, so we'll be looking for a 1 or a 2 on this. No, okay, so it's going to be 1 event damage to the body here. And gaining an understanding for Dogmeat. And then next up, oh, 0 survival. What the heck, Brown? Is that even correct? 1, 2, no, they should be 2, so let's add that up. I don't know why that wasn't there. Okay, and let's roll a dice. So we're looking for 2 or less. No, so we take a body damage here as well, going out of 0 armor to start, gaining a understanding. Okay, Dragon, so also 2 or less. No, getting all these really high rolls. No body armor, so that's just a light injury and gaining a understanding. And then lastly, we have Snoop the Lion. I feel like they should... Oh, what's going on here? Have I departed yet? I don't think I have. That's probably why. 1 sec. I have not departed, alas. Ah. Yeah, so oops. I'm just going to redo that because there's things that I need to do count for, like survival being 5. So 5 or less. We're good. So I'm going to remove that understanding for Dogmeat. And then for Doodle, 5 or less. Nice. Remove that understanding. No damage. Dragon, 5 or less. Beautiful. Also going to remove that understanding. And then last but not least, we have Snoop the Lion. Same thing here. Okay, Snoop Lion does take 1 damage. Gaining an understanding. Okay, and then no one has 3+ understanding, so we shall scoot on up. And we get to do a frog dog hunt event, which I'm excited to learn more about these frog doggos and all about them and stuff. Bouncing leaves. The survivors found a curious leaf that flings them in the air when they jump on it. Each survivor rolls 1d10 as they leap onto the leaf, unable to resist joining in on the fun. Fun stuff. So we'll start with the top. So this will be dog meat once more. Dog meat gets a 2. You fail to control your body on the descent. You break your fall with your arms to avoid hitting your head. Suffer the broken arm, severe injury. Okay. Don't love that. So we don't want 1s or 2s. Broken arm. There we go. Broken arm. Ear shattering crunch. Suffer -1 permanent accuracy and -1 permanent strength. That really stinks. And a bleeding token. Oh man, that sucked. Okay. Bummer. I was stoked to have a little bit of extra accuracy on this character. Alas. Okay, well, hopefully no more 1s or 2s. Okay, getting a 9. Fingers crossed that's something nice. The experience is strange, but allows you to gain more familiarity with the terrain of your quarry's habitat. At the start of the showdown, you may start on any unoccupied board space. I mean, that's cool, but I mean, I would rather not roll in this table if that's the best thing that's possible. Okay, next up we have Dragon, our new survivor. Getting a 4, 3 to 5. You splash, you take a big bounce, and land right in a deceptively deep puddle. Archive all your soluble gear. I don't think we have any, which I'm glad, because that is also awful. This hunt event sucks. Yeah, nothing soluble. And lastly, Snoop of the Lion. Getting a 9. Okay, so they can also move wherever they want to go. Yeah, okay, this I think is... Here I am talking about how excited I am to figure out and learn all these new hunt events. I do not like this one at all. So the best thing that happens is either 1 insanity on a 6, 2, and 8, or a 9+. You can put yourself anywhere on the board. And like, yeah, movement is a really important ability and such, but it's not like you're really far from this monster to start. And so 1 to 2, broken arm. 3 to 5, potentially lose gear if it's soluble. And everyone's got a roll on it. That one, I'm not a fan of. Me no likey. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and have Dragon make a hunt event table roll. That would be a 5. Flesh fields. Ahead, the stone faces on the ground give way to a field of man-sized fleshy boils sprouting thick black hair. The sinuous terrain radiates moist heat. As they travel, every survivor suffers heat exhaustion, losing 1 survival. The event revealer rolls 1d10. If any survivor has a sickle, they help clear a path by cutting back the thick black hair. So we can't do that. Everyone's going to lose a survival. We'll go ahead and track that. So down to 4, 4, 4, and 4. Nice. And the event revealer is Dragon here. So Dragon's going to roll 1d10. Getting a lantern 10. Very nice. Each survivor harvests 1 hide basic resource. That is fantastic. I am stoked on that. So we gain 4 hide, which, just talking about wanting to make armor and such, that is exactly what we needed, and I am here for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we're able to scoot on up right to the monster, which is perfect. So I don't know if the 4 hide is worth -1 permanent strength and -1 permanent accuracy. The strength, kind of a whatever, because of the red fist ability that someone else has, but the accuracy is a bummer because their scythe isn't particularly accurate. So that's a shame, but it's also part of this game, is not to get too attached to survivors, and I might have forgotten about that aspect of it. So we shall see. All right, so we'll put that over in the corner there. We'll tuck these guys just there for the moment. And get that gone there as well. Alrighty, Roo. So I like to show this off often because I had so much fun doing a little kit bash customization on this frog doggo. I wanted to make him into a bullfrog dog, and then realized, just looking at his face that I'd done, that he looked kind of like a punk. And so I figured mohawk and big tongue was the way to go. So that's my custom frog dog. I'll stick him right there. As far as where everyone can go here, let's take a looky-loo. That's actually going to be scooted back one to there. I mean, I think we can actually be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do that. Okay. Oh, and one thing I've been doing, just for anyone who might be joining for the first time, copper is a hard to find resource, and you need copper for the bullfrog dog, which is an alternate version of the fight that you can do later on. And so what I've been doing for this fight is the only terrain is the mammoth leaves. And so before setup, I've been rolling a d10, and on a 6+, I'll add the copperfish den. So I got a lantern 10, and so I figured I would pop it out there. I think going forward too, I might, if I don't get a 6+, I'll probably just do a random terrain, just so it keeps the fight more interesting. I really like these, they're fun to play with, but yeah, just to mix it up a little bit too. Okay, so I think we'll skip the little story time thing, because I've read it a whole bunch at this point. But there is the frog dog art for anyone who's missed it. And as far as setup goes, so we can put this guy anywhere. So I think we'll put him right there in the heinous origin. And then we'll also put, that being Doodle, our tank. And then we'll also put this guy right in the back there too, just because we can, which is awesome. As far as our other folks here, I think what we're going to do is we'll put our support character right there in front. And then we'll put, let's see, our luck-based character right there, just in front there too. Alrighty, Ruru. So that is setup complete. We do have the traits here too. So I think as long as I can remember correctly, I'm pretty familiar with these now. But we'll read them out quick for anyone who might be joining for the first time. This one we'll do last because we'll have to actually do something with that first. Okay, so gaseous bloat. Loudly churning bilious organs inflate the monster's guts with putrid gas. Gaseous bloat. Place the top card of the fart deck face down on double sphincter. If there are no farts left in the deck, the breathable air becomes too thin. All survivors gain a random brain trauma with -1 to the result. Then shuffle the fart deck discard pile and create a new fart deck. Say it every time fighting this thing, but reading the rules for this fight out loud is quite literally heinous. When the monster suffers a wound from a survivor in the heinous origin, a squealing emission dissipates harmlessly. Discard the top fart card on the double sphincter. So put that off to the side so we know. Double sphincter with horrendously, like I love Kingdom Death Art, it's so good. This one's so gross. Puckered complex musculature emits heinous gas wrapped in a crackling mucus bubble. It wobbles through the air drawn to the bioelectric pulses. At the start of the monster's turn, before drawing AI, play all farts on this card one at a time. Fun stuff. Leap. Place the frog dog on the center of a random mammoth leaf it currently does not occupy and turn its blind spot to face the center of the board. The monster crashes down with malicious heft. All adjacent survivors and survivors the monster lands on suffer monster level damage to a random hit location. So pretty straightforward. And then the last one that we're going to have to enact a little bit here too is foul stench. On arrival, all survivors gain 1 stink token for each stinky gear in their gear grid. If a survivor has stink tokens, they are stinky. The stinkiest survivor is the one with the most stink tokens. So we do have some stinky gear at this point. I just want to double check and see what we have for stinky gear. So we have none for dog meat. Doodle should though. Yeah. Is it 1 stink token for each stinky gear? So that's going to be 2 for dog meat. Nope. I'm getting Doodle and dog meat mixed up all the time. Okay, 2 stink. Perfect. For Doodle, dragon, there shouldn't be any. Snoop Lion, we have 1. Okay, 1 stink for Snoop Lion. Cool. And dragon, yep, everyone's got 1 armor. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, sweet. That is pretty great. And what about dog meat for armor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rawhide. Oh, they should have 1 more thing here. Oopsies. Rare gear, drag investments. We'll have that on. And then that is going to, let's see, that should be 1. So that would be 2. And then we're also going to bump up all the armor from 1 because of the drag investments that they've got on. So they are pretty tanky comparatively right now with 3 armor across the board, which is pretty sweet. And I do need to remember Rawhide because I think I forgot it in the last fight. In fact, I definitely did. Okay, so we don't get to go first because this is not a nemesis fight. And so let us see what this froggy's going to do. Oh, first things first, we have a mood. Carbuncle exhalation. When this comes into play, perform basic action. So we shall put this down here and we shall do the basic action. Okay, random stinky survivor in range. We have two stinky survivors, which is going to be one behind and one in front. So they are both in range. And it's not specifically in view, it is in range. So let's do a 6-up. Our support person gets it. No. Okay, so it's going to be turn it around, get into here. And it's going to be 3 speed, 5+ accuracy. However, Doodle should have a bunch of evasion, a huge amount actually, which is sweet. So 3 speed, only going to be hitting on 8s, which is wild. Hey, that's still 2 hits. Getting the boots and the legs for Doodle here. Boots and legs. What do we feel about the boots and the legs here? How much damage is it? 1, so boots and legs, 1 damage. Okay, we'll take it. It's going down to 0 armor on the boots and the legs. And then gaseous bloat. Place a fart card on top of double sphincter. There we go. Okay, so that basically means we're going to want to hit it from the heinous origin. However, then we also have the rest of the mood. So I'll pick this up again. Reeking jets of hot, stale vapor steam out. While this is in play, the monster has +1 damage token. Any survivor that ends their attack in the breath zone suffers knockback 6. So on the sides, excuse me, discard this when the monster suffers a critical wound. So we would like to crit it as soon as possible because this does not spark joy. So we're going to go right here with our luck-based fellow first. Dog meat. And so dog meat would be hitting on 7s because of the -1 accuracy, which sucks, but we are in the blind spot, so it is going to be hitting on 6s, and we have 2 speed. Okay, that's only 1 hit. We'll see how we do here, though, and what we connect with. Twitching hand. Okay, so we got 5 strength, which is pretty wild, and we only need... What are we looking for here? Toughness of 8. So we only need 3 up to wound, and we crit on an 8. Oh, baby. We get a Lantern 10. So we're able to discard Carbuncle Exhalation, which is fantastic because this does have a crit. Boom, boom. That goes away. And we do our wound. Very nice. Critical wound. The monster's knobbly fingers seize uncontrollably, forming outrageous evocative gestures. All survivors gain monster level insanity and gain 1 random frog dog resource. Let's grab that resource first. I'm going to give this 1 more shuffle because I feel like I don't know how well this has been shuffled previously. Also, this one's upside down, so I'm going to flip that. Okay, so 1 random frog dog resource. Wiry crest, we've got that before. I don't think there's anything special, but hey, we're here to get as many frog dog resources as we can, so that is great. And then everyone gains 1 insanity, so dog meat's up to 8. Fool of the Antelope, Doodle is up to 2. Dragon gets their first insanity. And Snoop Lion is up to 13. Snoop Lion is insane in the membrane. Very cool. You know what? Let's surge and see if we get it back on a 6+. We do not. So down to 3 survival. That's okay though. And we're going to do the exact same thing. 2 dice hitting on 6s. Well, we get 1. Splitting the difference once more. And we connect with Twitching Digit Flexor. So same idea. Wounding on a 3, critting on an 8. So we do wound. And let's add that to the wound stack before we forget. The frog dog's wide-set eyes griddly scan for a chance to retaliate. If the attacker is not in the monster's blind spot, perform leap, then the attacker suffers grab. So it is in the blind spot, so we don't need to worry about that, which is nice. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, that out of the way here. Kind of curious about Snoop Lion. So, Snoop Lion, we could attack. We could definitely attack. There's bandages, that wouldn't really be useful. I did get a scavenger kit, which I am quite stoked on. Hello there, welcome to the little Friday night stream. Just to basically get extra resources, which I am quite stoked on. Let's see, do we want to attack? I kind of feel like there's nothing else that special to do with them this turn. We could scream. Not too beneficial right now, though, so let's go ahead and attack. Let's do it. So we get the Bone Blade, 2 dice hitting on 7s to ruin the blind spot. That'll be 1 hit once more. Twitching back, so a wound and a crit. I don't think this character has any luck. Let's just take a quick little looky-loo here. No luck. But that's okay, so we'll crit on a 10, wound on a, let me just double check here, should be a 4. All right, we do wound. Another wound in the stack. This has been a strong first turn for sure. Monstrous Carbuncles spit a thin black plasma. All adjacent survivors gain a stink token. If the attacker is insane, they gain the Proctophilia disorder. I'm pretty sure we already have that. Proctophilia, yes, we do. When you gain a stink token, gain +1 insanity. And so that actually means we got 2 stink tokens, or 1 earlier, so this would be another point of insanity. So we're up to 15 insanity, which is pretty wild. Nope, that'd be 14 actually. That's 20 too many. All adjacent survivors gain a stink token, so we're going to, actually no, that would be up to 15. And that is up to 2 stink. Attacker is sane, they gain the Proctophilia. Okay, so we wouldn't have to worry about that anyways. Dragon. Oh, Dragon's gonna get a Proctophilia. Okay, so 1 stink. A Proctophilia, let's get it. D-E, there we go. Because they were sane. Alrighty, Rue. Next up, because everyone is currently adjacent. Stink tokens, so going up to 3 stink tokens for Doodle. And then lastly, we have dog meat going up to 3 also. We got a stinky group of survivors here. All right, but we've done 3 wounds, which is pretty awesome. How much survival does this person have? This person being, come on, up we go. I don't think we're going to spend any. We're just going to scoot on over, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess we could dash to do it, but no, they're gonna stay put, and then next turn they'll be able to loot the copperfish den. Hopefully not die. I've had someone die looting that before, and it sucked. I think it was by the very first fight, actually, which is a bummer. Okay, so I was hoping that they would have time to get into the blind spot, but that it would turn around, but it didn't. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no blind spots, and then no blind spot here either. That's all right. I think what we'll do is let's attack with Doodle first. So Doodle can actually move first. So let's do that. We'll go 1, 2, getting to there. So they're no longer in adjacency. And Doodle with a long club is going to have 2 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, bummer. Doodle misses twice, and I don't think it's worth spending a survival this early on that. That's okay. So that's the end of their turn. We are set up to bounce off the leap, though, if we want to next turn, which is a good time. Next up, I'm probably going to do the exact same thing here. So Dragon's very first turn. Let's see how they do. Nothing special here. They just got a bone sword, so hitting on 6s, and we'll go from there. So 2 dice, 6 ups, getting 1 to hit. Oh no, trap right on the top. All survivors are doomed. All at once, a carbuncles. Oh, this actually would have come off because we got that crit. That was a fart card. Well, that discarded there. All at once, the carbuncles screw their eyes shut and start to gag. Wriggling, mucus-covered balls emerge from the carbuncle orifices. This can never be unseen. All adjacent survivors suffer monster-level brain damage. Shaking off its spawn, the ornery monster lashes out. Perform basic action targeting the attacker. So all adjacent suffer brain damage. So Dragon takes 1 insanity, going down to 0. Then the only other adjacent person we have is Dogmeat, going down to 7 insanity. Quick drink here while I pull up the basic action. So this will be attacking Dragon. who does have... How much evasion do you have? You have 2 evasion, which is pretty sweet. So 3 dice, hitting on 7s. Okay, so that's going to be 2 hits. Chest and waist on Dragon here. Body and waist, 1 damage apiece. We'll take them both for now. Going down to 0 body armor and 1 waist armor. There we go. And then perform gaseous bloat. So we'll add another fart card onto the double sphincter, which if that card stays there at the beginning of its turn, it's going to do that. And we're not going to be able to do anything about that unless we surge with him. And so you know what? Let's surge, and we can maybe... No, we won't be able to because we're not in the heinous origin. Alas, and that person already surged? Did they surge? Yeah, they did. Dang. Okay, so we can't do anything about the fart, but that's okay. It's just 1. Let's get this shuffled up here too. I lucked out on the last fight against the Tyrant and had the trap was on the very bottom of the deck, and I avoided it by 2 cards. Was bound to get the trap sooner because of that. The Tyrant fight was really cool. It was a lot smoother and simpler than I expected. However, when I was putting away the rest of the cards, I'm pretty sure part of that was just because I got really lucky and got rid of all of the advanced cards except 1 with some early wounds. And realistically, if I did draw the trap, it probably could have turned south really quick from where I was at because my survivors were kind of weaned down a little bit, shall we say. So, cool fight. I'm looking forward to doing it again. I might chance getting more of the gate terrain to see about getting the Destined Disorder too. Oh, I think I have it. I can't remember. I don't think it was actually that cool, so maybe not. Okay, so that's going to be its turn. So gaseous bloat. Start the monster's turn before drawing AI. Play all farts on this card, 1 at a time. So we have our single fart card, Rant City Mission. Twisting anguish turns your pupils to barely visible pinpricks. Behind your eyes, your head aches. Target a survivor the fewest spaces from the heinous origin. They suffer monster level damage to the head location and gain a stink token. So that's going to be dog meat back there, quite literally in the heinous origin. Monster level damage to the head, so that's 1 damage to the noggin and gaining a stink token, going up to 4. They are very, very stinky. So that's not too bad as far as... Realistically, like all of these cards are just basics, just because we're fighting level 1, so like the farts aren't terrible. Some of them are worse than others, though, for sure. Oh, that looks like it's out of focus. You gonna focus in? Maybe focus on this guy? Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. But I'm assuming they'll just continue to get worse, and then the issue is if you're unable to get them gone, then you could have a huge stack of them, which is trouble. I've had that happen once or twice before, and it was a little bit rougher. All right, so... Big Mouth Bite. Pick target stinkiest threat in range. That's going to be our tanky person in the front. Because I think the dog meat in the back here is the stinkiest, but they are not a threat. They're in the blind spot. All right, so move and attack. 3 speed, 5+ accuracy is actually going to be 8, 1 damage, and then massive chipped teeth slice. Bleed 1. Bloodied palate. Sharp taste. If the target is wearing metal armor or has a sharp weapon, the monster suffers a wound. That's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But we don't have sharp or metal armor yet. Good to know, though. So it's going to have to get into range, so it'll just scoot over to there. 3 dice, hitting on 8s. It's going to be 1 hit. And you know what? I think we will... maybe dodge this one just to avoid the bleed. No, we do have bandages, so we'll just take it, and we do just take the 1 damage to the waist. Okay, there we go. That is the end of its turn. So back to us. How do we want to start this off? I think what we'll do is... Oh, I forgot to move them, actually. They would have moved to there. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Really not concerned about strength with this guy, so I think we're just going to... let's go back here first. So we'll scoot into the Heinous Origin and see if we can get rid of that card. So with Dogmeat here, we have 2 dice hitting on 6s. We get 1. Festering Spindly Toe, so we wound on a 3, we crit on an 8. Baby, we get it, we get it. Critical wound, you snap a brittle toenail. Iridescent spores launched beneath sparkle through the air. Gain 3 insanity and 1 random frog dog resource. We are here for all the resources, so heck yes. Make sure to add the wound to the stack. There we go. And the resource that we get is a gaseous bladder. I think that is also kind of a nothing burger resource where it doesn't have anything specific to make. There's a few specific resources I want here that I think are the only one in the deck that I haven't seen in fighting this guy like 4 times. So fingers crossed we get them today. We shall see. But at the end of the day, resources are resources, and we'll use them all. 3 insanity going up to 10. Come on. There we go. And discarding the fart card. No, never mind. There wasn't actually one there because it got played last time. Oopsies. Okay, well, with that in mind, let's do, I think first things first, let's loot this Copperfish Den. So we'll scoop this person up 1, and then they'll use their action to roll on this table. They don't have a lure lantern, so it is just a single d10. I might have misplayed that once before. 8. That's got to be pretty good, right? 4 to 12. You grasp a coiled, lustrous object. Gain 1 burnished encephalomatter. I'm not going to pull up the card because we've seen it before, but they're basically just kind of like copper-looking ants, which is pretty sweet. And let's add that to our storage before we forget. So strange resource, burnished encephalomatter. We got 3 of them now. Yippee. Okay, so there we go. That is off the board, and they've moved, they've done their action. I don't think there's anything else that they're going to do this turn, so they are just kind of out in the boonies over there. Next up, let's go ahead and do... I kind of want to keep them a little at range, but yeah, let's see. I'm just thinking for Doodle here, because they've got a lot of strength on their weapon already. Like, I don't know if they necessarily need to benefit from the jump. Yeah, they got 5 strength, so we're wounding on 3s. So you know what? Let's just scoot them back 1, so they're still in range. And if we want to jump later, we can. And then they'll attack. So 2 dice hitting on 5s. 7 sevens, they missed both last time and connect both this time. I am happy with that. So we get 2 hits. Oh, not again, not again. So we'll do the trap. I can't remember the order actually. Let me just look it up really quick. If we do the trap first or we resolve the attack first. Let's see. Trap. Cancels. Oh, it cancels all the attacker's hits and causes the monster to stand in addition. Okay, cool. Yeah, so trap stinks. We cancel that hit, which is a bummer. I think I might have been misplaying that in the past, maybe, in which I've still done the attack. But we can surge if we want to. But if anyone's going to hit the trap, it makes sense it's our tank. So we'll take it, even though it is a bummer. Okay, so everyone adjacent starts to gag. They do monster level brain damage. So that's only going to be 1 brain damage to Dogmeat, which is perfect. He's got 10 insanity, so that's fine. And then we have basic action. So part of basic action, just going to do it now before I forget. We take a fart card, add it to the double sphincter, and that's going to play at the beginning of its first turn, next turn, if we can't get rid of it, which we might not be able to. Okay, basic action. So 3 dice, hitting on 8s, which is wild. We just got a bunch of evasion on this guy. I guess technically speaking, it would come up to there. Oh wow, it still hits twice. Ouchie kibbles. Where do those 2 hits land? The body and the body. We might want to dodge a little bit here, because that would be 2 damage. You know what? No, we can take 2 damage. We'll take it. So down to 0 armor and a light wound. And then we could do the rest of the gaseous bloat. That's done. So we'll shuffle this back into the deck. Bad luck with the trap so far, but that is how the game goes. So we can't complain. We're still doing pretty good here too, so definitely can't complain. I do feel like I should be doing level 2 soon, but again, I just feel like I need 1 more weapon and 1 more full kit of armor before doing it, because I think I would get wrecked otherwise. Gut feeling at least, I can't remember how much of a difference level 2s are. And I do think the level 2 Frog Dog, just with the Mammoth Leaves, might be a little bit more lenient on the toughness piece. Because yeah, let's just see just for fun. Toughness goes up to 11, which is a decently big jump, considering a lot of the gear I have isn't amazing. But using the Mammoth Leaves, it will be pretty doable, you think. So we'll see. But first things first, we'll see how this fight goes. Okay, there we go. So that means their attack is cancelled. We do still have for survival. I don't know if it's worth surging with them or not. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. We're going to save them. Save those, the survival. Let's go ahead and jump with this fellow, though. So if we're really lucky, we can jump 7. Let's pull this up just to make sure I'm right. So Mammoth Leaf, you can use both of your actions to bounce on the surface of the leaf, springing into action. If you're on a Mammoth Leaf, place your survivor on an unoccupied space up to 7 spaces away, then activate a weapon and attack with +3 strength, which is pretty sick. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, getting exactly into the Heinous Origin, which is where we need to be to get rid of those fart cards. Yeah, specifically from the Heinous Origin, which is good. So Dragon coming in with a double bounce, using their Bone Blade. So 2 dice hitting on 5s because we are in the blind spot. And we have 7 strength, so basically as long as we don't get a 1, we will wound. Alright, 5 ups. Beautiful. 2 hits. Please no trap on the very top. Pretty please. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, let's do this one first. Festering Heal. So we don't have any luck or anything, so we just need a 2 up. Baby, that's all we need. 2 up, we'll take it. Alright, so no crits, but we do a wound. Good stuff. There we go. Then next up, Festering Exposed Gums. There is a failure, so as long as we don't get a 1, we're in the clear. Oh, almost a crit too, but we wound. Huzzah! And that was from the Heinous Origin, so we're able to discard this fart card, which is nice, which is very nice. Okay, so Dragon, how much survival do you have? I'm kind of tempted to surge with you just because why not? You got 4 survival. Let's do it. Let's go crazy. So 2 dice, whoopsies, hitting on 5s. 1 more hit. Festering Stomach Gas. So this is a death blow, so we won't be able to do the death blow right now. Wounding on a, what would it be now? It should just be a 4. Oh, dang. So not a good use of surge, but that's okay. We're still sitting quite pretty. All right, is there anything else that we can do this turn? I do believe that that is everybody. So let's go back to its turn. We got rid of the fart card, so we don't need to worry about that. So that is nice. What's it going to do in that case? Dripping Backhand. Stinkiest threat in range is going to be, oh, stinkiest threat in range. We're no longer in the blind spot. So this might actually be, let's see. Doodle has 3, and Dogmeat has 4. So this is going to be Dogmeat. Move and attack. So 3 speed, 5 plus accuracy should actually be 7 up. We'll double check that though. And so it's going to displace some people here because it's just going to scoot right backwards. Oh, I think this would cause a... Let me take a quick look here. Just need to double check the rules. Knock. Knock down. Directional knockback. Bash. Collides. Okay, there we go. If a monster moves through a space colliding with the survivor, they collide and the survivor suffers collision. Collision. When they are knocked down. So knockback 5. And then if survivors hit each other, I think they both get knocked down. So that would cause a cascade. This guy... Oh, it's not going into, it's going through, so I think that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and knock down. Scooting up here. And Dogmeat does have 2 evasion, which is pretty sweet. So 3 dice hitting on 7s. Hey, ouch! That is a full round of hits. Okay, so the noggin, body, and hands on Dogmeat, just for 1 damage. So head going down to 1, body going down to 2, and hands also going down to 2. Dogmeat is a pretty chunky survivor, so not too worried about that for now. Perform gaseous bloat. So we get another fart card on the double sphincter. There we go. And that is the end of its turn. So we are going to encourage, and I think we might as well encourage with dog meat, because we might be able to get it back on a 6-up. We do not, so going down to 2, they are back up. I think first things first, we're going to go with the person in the back here. Again, I don't think we're going to worry about the blind spots and getting adjacent. We do actually have that, so yeah, let's go 1, 2. And just to make sure that we wound, we will bounce. So it's the tiniest bounce ever, but we'll go whoop. Just giving us +3 strength on the attack here. So we get 2 dice hitting on 4s. Perfect, 2 hits. And we're going to have +3 strength to this attack too. Festering fingernail and twitching hands. We have a wound and a failure. Well, let's go ahead and do this. So we wound on a 2, we crit on a 10. Oh, hey, well, we don't get the wound response at least. So same idea here. Wound on a 2, crit on a 10. Oh my god. That really stinks. Double ones. Ouch. Okay, well, I do really want to get rid of that fart card, so I think we will spend a survival with Doodle here, and we shall surge to attack. So 2 dice hitting on 4s. Nice, we get 2 hits. Scratch that. One moment. We failed, in which case it does have a failure response. So let's take that survival back and play it correctly. So twitching hand, failure. The monster escaped harm. Its bowels, agitated with rage, perform leap, then gaseous bloat. So what we'll do is we'll do a lowest dice roll is the one that it'll bounce to. So we get a 3, 6, and a 6. So it's going to bounce to this one, which is going to knock back this fellow, which is kind of too bad. Suffer damage to random application, so it's going to be knocked back going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and knocked down, and then facing away. So there we go there. Okay, we do have a chance of hitting it in the butt at least still, so that's something. Gaseous bloat, so now we have another fart card on there. And was it 1 brain damage to random application, or 1 damage to the body of Doodle? We can't dodge that, so that's a severe wound, so they're knocked down anyway, so that is what it is. Bummer though, bummer for sure. That was super rough. Doodle's had a tough go this one. All right, however, that does bring us to Dogmeat here. So Dogmeat's going to go, oh, they can only move 3. 1, 2, 3. Support person's going first. They are going to scream, giving them +1 movement. However, the scream should also give Dragon an insanity too, so we'll add that. So we're now able to move 4. Is there anything else that we want to do with him though too? Let's, I guess, move them a little bit. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just onto that leaf. Actually, no, let's put them there. Just so they're not in the way of the other survivor there. Just in case. Okay, so now we're able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, getting into range with Doodle here. And I think we're going to use their Once a Fight ability of, nope, it's not Doodle, Dogmeat. Champion's right. Before making an attack, you may add your understanding to your accuracy attribute for the attack. Limit once per showdown. I think we just have 1. Let's double check. Yep, understanding is 1. So basically this is going to make us hit on 6s, which isn't great, but we'll see. So we get 2 attacks hitting on, 5s, because we are on the blind spot. That's a 3, and that's a 6. So we do get 1 hit. Festering Maw. So we crit on an 8, wound on a, I think a 3 or 4. On a 3. We wound, we'll take it. So that is another wound gone. Reflex. The monster's carbuncle spit a thin black plasma. All adjacent survivors gain a stink token. All right, Dogmeat's getting extra stinky, going up to 5. There we go. We are going to surge, getting it back on a 6. Nice. And 2 attacks, hitting on 6s this time. Get 1. Okay, and the first one, we would have gotten rid of the 1 fart card there too. Well, that's the wrong stack. There we go. And so we'll do 1, twitching back. So same idea, wounding on a 3, critting on an 8. Hey, well, we don't crit, but we get another wound, and that means we do discard another fart card. So there we go. I just need to shuffle the discard deck here for its AI cards, add one to the wound stack. There we go. Okay, and there we go. We do also get the same thing again, get a random stink token. So super stinky, up to 6 stink tokens here. And that is Surge, that is everything all done there. So that will be the end of our turn. So double sphincter, there's no fart cards to play now, that worked out really well. And it is going to Carbon Explosion. I was kind of hoping we got rid of this one, but that's okay. When this comes into play, perform basic action. And then we're gonna have to crit to get rid of this mood after if we need to. So same one that we already had before. Basic action. Random Stinky Survivor in range. So we have, what is this thing's movement right now? 7, to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I think it's just these 3. All right, so let's do lowest dice roll gets it. 3, 5, and a crit. Bummer, I was really hoping it wouldn't be that person, but that's okay. All right, so comes over here. We do get knocked down from it going through us, as long as I remember the rules correctly. And basic action is going to be, I feel like that isn't in focus. My hand definitely is, but this frog dog does not look quite in focus. Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is. Alrighty, Roo. So, Snoop of the Lion. Do you have any evasion? You have 1, so it's going to be 3 dice hitting on 6s. Just the 1, we'll take it, and it connects with Snoop's body, which we're going to spend a survival and dodge. Okay, then Gaseous Bloat. We get another fart card on the double sphincter. Good stuff. And that is its turn. So we're back to us. The support person is going to spend a survival to get this person up. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. They would be up anyways. This person would be down. We'll probably get them up, but gonna wait and see first. So we'll go with person in the back here once more. So it'll be 2 dice hitting on 6s. 1 hit. 1 hit is fine by me. We're just trying to get rid of the fart card. All right, so we wound on a 3, crit on an 8. We wound. Boom, boom. So we just need to do, if this stays in play, then we just need to do 1 more wound. Reflex. With growls from its maw and its bowels, the monster takes to the air. Perform leap, then gaseous bloat. Okay, so leap, it's going to move to a random location here. So we'll do lowest dice roll once more. 9, 2, and 6. Bummer, of all the ones. So that's a good luck targeting here. So it's going to land right on our buddy. Boom, boom. So it's going to knock him back 5. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right to the very edge of the map, right where I've got these cards. It'll be 1 random event, or 1 random damage to the body. Oh, damn it, Doodle. So that is going to be a roll on the Happy Fun Table of Doom. So let's roll on this, and hopefully it is nothing too bad. So roll on the body. Oh, well, I guess we can just do that. 7. Not quite cocked. All right, so body. Ruptured spleen, a vicious body blow. Skip the next hunt and gain 2 bleeding tokens. Ruptured spleen. There we go, and we'll add 1, 2. So we actually are pretty bloody right now, which we don't love, so it would be nice to get some bandages going, but they're also so far away from everything, basically off the map right now. Okay. So, where does that leave us? Support person, I think, is... I think support person already did a survival. Doodle can't because they're knocked down. Support person is just going to... I'm going to move. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're going to attack with this super sweet acid bombs. However, their accuracy is absolutely god-awful, so we'll see. 1 dice hitting on an 8. Crit fail. That is a no. All right, Dragon is going to go. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting to there. And they are going to, I don't think there's anything else that they can do with their action. No, so they're just going to encourage getting Doodle up way over here, just barely on the map. And then Doodle is going to go. So Doodle can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that might have been 5 total. I might have misplaced them, but that's okay. We'll zoom this in a little bit on the action here too. And Doodle, fingers crossed, can bring us home here because we just need to do 1 more wound right now. So 2 dice hitting on 5s. Okay, and then we just need, not the trap, that's off to a good start. We just need 3 ups. Oh baby, we get them. We get them. Awesome. No more crits or anything. I was hoping for just another crit or 2 more, but I can't get greedy. We only have like 2 luck, so pretty good all things considered. That was super smooth. Nothing too bad. Honestly, I think the worst thing that happened was getting the broken arm disorder in the hunt phase, which was poopy, shall we say. All right, sweet. Well, let's clean up this board a little bit. We'll put the miniatures just off to the back there. Get the terrain. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. Put that up there. Hello, bub. Good girl. My puppy just came to say hi. Alrighty. Yeah, you're a sweetheart. Good girl, bub. Showdown Frog Dog. Alright, first things first. Let's see. So Doodle was able to hit, so we get the... How old are you, Doodle? We should have picked a weapon proficiency on Doodle. So, in which case that would be Club, and we just got our first proficiency earned. I need to do age with them. Looks like I forgot to do that before. All right, and then also Dog Meat, proficiency earned, good stuff. And then no proficiencies going on for the other folks. All right, but we are victorious. So let's go ahead and complete Showdown. Okay, returning survivors, good stuff. Return and advance year. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else we need to do? Let's look at the rewards. We have 4 basic and 4 frog dog. We're going to actually do 5 frog dog because we have the scavenger kit, which I'm quite stoked on. So let's get the basic resource deck out here too. Give it a quick shuffle here also. One, two, three, 4. Getting a monster hide, a perfect bone, a question mark, and a monster bone. Cool, cool. More hide is good. This is, I think, our 3rd perfect bone, which is wild. But yeah, sweet. So put that up there. And then we'll get 5 of frog dog resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Waxidermis, Tatty Hide, Spindly Paw, Aquas Eye, and Elastic Tongue. I don't know if any of these were the ones that we're looking for. Dang it. Yeah, I don't think so. Just for fun, I'm going to look through and see. So we got a Mammary Gland, Supple Nose, Waxidermis, Mossy Molar, Mammary Gland, Spindly Paw, Tatty Hide, Spindly Paw, Mossy Molar, Gaseous Bladder, Ironclad Spine. That's the one that I really want. And that's the only one that I know I really want. So maybe some of these are actually pretty good. We'll see. Okay, so we'll put those all together there. And yes, good stuff. Good stuff. So we'll put this off to the side in case we need to open that up afterwards. But in the meantime, let's get our settlement stuff out. So we have those. We have this in case we need a reminder. We have the settlement card, which we'll definitely be using. Okay, let's see. Curious if there's anything on the timeline here. Nope, that's nice and easy. Let's just do the settlement card then. Dark Trader. A corpulent man reclines on a chair carried on the backs of 4 cloaked men. He offers to sell the settlement many amazing treasures. Each item may be purchased once. Okay, so Strange Brew, 6 resources. Okay, so we're not going to do the Strange Brew because we want to save our resources for making armor. Pink Stone, though, only 2 resources. So we're either a Founding Stone or the Immortal Disorder. However, we're just rolling a d10. 2 resources for potentially a Founding Stone and maybe the Immortal Disorder is pretty cool, though. Let's see how many bones we have. I guess, well, let's just add these all together first, just so I can have an idea of, whoopsies, of how much sturf I've got. Okay, basics. We have the 1 hide, perfect bone, question mark, and monster bone. So boom, hide, perfect bone. Yes, we're up to 3 perfect bones and a monster bone. All right, so those have been handled. We'll put those just on the bottom of this deck. All right, then we're just going to organize these for any doubles that we might have. Gessie's Bladder, Taxidermist, Teddy Hide, Spindly Paw, Aqua's Eye, and Elastic Tongue. So many different things. Some of these I definitely haven't seen before. So Aqua's Eye, Elastic Tongue, Gaseous Bladder, okay, Tatty Hide, Spindly Paw, Wiry Crest, and Waxidermis. Waxidermis and Wiry Crest. Cool. So 2 resources. How many bones do we have? We got a bunch of hides. We got the question mark. We got a... Probably going to use a Spindly Paw and a monster bone. There we go. And let's see. Pink Stone. Let's see if this Pink Stone is anything fun. Oh, baby. It is indeed the Immortal Disorder. Fun stuff. So I should have chosen who gets this first, but I think I'm just going to save it until when I'm off screen and I can like take some time to pick the best person for it. But that's cool. If I remember the Immortal one, it's pretty interesting. I think you take Insanity instead of damage is what I'm pretty sure it is, which is a really cool one. That's sweet. That's some of the settlement events are freaking awful and they suck, and I love it when you get nice ones. Okay, so we got that done. That's good. We don't have any settlement events, story things, timeline things going on, so we're good there. Meaning we're basically in crafting time. So I am just kind of curious, what things do I want to craft? Gear, Frostcrafter, where are you at? Because there's a handful of insanity-based things that I'm really curious about making. The Spike Buckler is probably what I want to make the most, and it's with that one iron spine thing that I haven't been able to get yet. However, Vigor Capsule, what are you? While insane, gain +1 movement, which would be actually pretty sick for a few different people. What do you need? So you need a organ and elastic tongue, so we'd only be able to make 1. Lure Lantern we can't do. Turbotonic we also can't do, which is a shame. Oh, it needs the molar? Bummer, we had this before. We could make a crest axe. What do we need for a crest axe? Large flat tooth and a wiry crest. The crest axe is pretty interesting. While insane, this gains 4 strength. So you want to be insane based, and we do have someone. What about frog goggles? I want to make the goggles really bad too. Oh, we can make the goggles. Heck yes. While insane, at the start of your act, reveal the top cards. And while stinky, gain +1 accuracy. So super stoked on that. We're definitely going to be making that. Heck yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. Frog goggles, Broken Lantern, and Aqua's Eye. Done dealio. Vigor Capsule, what do we need? We need a organ, an elastic tongue. I don't really want to use a Screaming Brain because it would be nice to use something else. Let's maybe do the gaseous bladder. Let's see. We could also make some more frog dog armor though, which would be pretty sweet too. Organ and waxy dermis. Frog vest, monster hide, and gaseous bladder. Okay, so we got a bunch of interesting things here. I think first thing first, I do really want to innovate, and then I might just do the crafting and sort that stuff out off camera just so I can take some time and figure it out and kind of min-max how much resources I have and all that kind of stuff. So first things first though, endeavors. Let's see, let's do that first because we will do on camera here. So barber surgeon, we'll put that there. Trepanning, I think we'll definitely want to do. Fear and trembling, I don't think we'll do. Weapon crafter, I'm not really concerned at yet. Augury we'll probably do for sure. Skinnery, stone circle. Okay, yeah, let's take a look here. I think first things first, we want to endeavor. So we'll go down to 3. We then need a bone, hide, and an organ. So fingers crossed. There's stuff that we can actually get rid of. Let's see. So we'll do a monster hide. You just have that perfect organ, screaming antelope. We'll do a large flat tooth. Strange resources, no. And then we'll do the question mark. And just need to get this deck of cards here. So this is the one that we have. So we'll draw 2 of these and we get to pick one. Let's get these 2. Bloodline and drum. So drums is from the base game. Bloodline is new. So home, hobble, consequence. Newborn survivors inherit the following from their parents: the Oracle's Eye, Iridescent Hide, or Pristine ability. Choose one. Surname: half of parents' weapon efficiency rounded up. I kind of think it's got to be that one. Yeah, it's got to be that one for sure. That sounds sick. So we'll put that just right there. And then add bloodline consequences to the innovation deck. Let's go ahead and do that. Looking for bloodline consequences. Empire. That might be the only one, but we'll take a quick look through anyways. Yep, just the one. Cool. That is freaking awesome, though. Super stoked on that. Okay, next up, I do kind of want to see about having another bebe, which would be good. Let's just get bloodline set up here, though. So bloodline, we have. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, settlements, we'll go down to 2 endeavors, and let's see if we can make another bebe. So this is going to be... Where art thou? Not trepanning. Augury. So we're looking for an 8+. We get it. Good stuff. Intimacy, 13. 10, 11, 13. So we'll just put this right on top. However, we have 2 dice, and we take the lowest result, which is kind of rough. So fingers crossed, no ones. Okay, 5. Nothing fun and exciting, but we do make a baby, and I should have declared who the parents were first. I think we're going to do... Somebody does have a pristine or whatever that ability is, so I kind of want to make sure that they are one of the parents. Let's see, so either pristine, Oracle's Eye, and Iridescent Hide. So we have someone with pristine. If you're dismembered, ignore it and gain a bleeding token instead, which is really good. Dog meat. Oh, you do have destined. If you do not depart, lose all survival and insanity, which is kind of wild. Okay, so not them. Snoop Lion. It must be Old Yeller Iridescent Hide. Gain +1 armored all hit locations for each different colored affinity in your gear grid. That's pretty freaking sweet. I think we want to do that. So let's do Old Yeller and someone else. So McBibby, parents, Old Yeller, and mother we'll do is dog meat. And then iridescent hide. Cool stuff. And then their name. This person is going to need a name. I'm just going to name them Dogpole8 for now. And I'm going to take some time to think about a doggo-related name. But if anyone watching right now or watching in the future wants to provide a recommended survivor name, please feel free. Anything dog-related, be it a breed, be it a previous beloved pet, although I cannot guarantee their survival, or any dogs from various forms of media. You know what? Bluey actually comes to mind. But yeah, we'll leave this open for anyone who wants to leave a name, and it'll just be Dogpole8 for now. And then they shall be, let's do it a male, just so we have an even split. Okay, cool. Dogpole8 for now. Awesome. So I don't think we're going to try any more intimacy, but we are going to try some trepanning on, for starters, on Dragon. So Augury, rolling a d10. Let's just make sure we go back and go down to 1 endeavor. Getting a 3. I don't think that's what we wanted. 1 to 3. Lose. Oh, nope, that's the wrong table. Oh, unreal. That is exactly what we wanted, actually. Relief. Cure 1 disorder. And the disorder that we're going to go with was what we just said for Dragon. Vestophobia. We shall get rid of that. You know what? I just want to double check, actually, first, in case there's anything worse than that. Doodle. Nope. Snoop Lion. Nope. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be Dragon. Getting rid of Vestophobia. Boom, boom. Good stuff. Okay, also when... Oh, no, that wasn't from just being born. That was different. So cool. There we go. Okay, I think with that done, we have one last endeavor. Let's just take a quick little look, just for fun, at Fear and Trembling. I don't know if there's anything that we really want to do here. A survivor could die. On the very best, there's 2 different ways he could die. Yeah, we're not going to do that for now. Although a 10 plus is pretty freaking good. But it does kill somebody. We don't have any survivors, so we're not going to mess around with that. But let's see if there's any other things that we can do. Mere Navi. Spend 3 omens. We don't have any omens. Okay, so can't do that one. Scarification. You could Scarify someone. That's kind of tempting. Cannibalize. Gotta remember that too. Ammonia, Dragon Speech, and Hovel. Let's Scarify somebody. I kind of want to risk... Who do I want to risk? I'm kind of thinking either Dogmeat or Doodle. Let's do Dogmeat. Fingers crossed we don't lose any more movement. Okay, so let's see what happens. So they gain +1 courage. Oh, you do Awake. Let's go ahead and do Awake right now. We'll do that first. Wait a minute. Dogmeat. Am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. Never mind. Gaining a courage for Dogmeat. We do. So we get to read Awake. Where is awake? Age, story events, principal. Understanding, awake. Oh, oops, awake is specifically from the other book. That's why I'm not seeing it. Awake, page 17. Definitely still getting used to the fact that like using different expansions and playing a expansion campaign. There's a lot of different books going on. Okay, so roll on the table according to the milestone you reached. A survivor may only gain these benefits once per lifetime. So this was for courage. So roll a 1d10, that we shall. Getting a 3. Gain the following based on your current game phase, settlement phase. Intimacy, add +1 to your roll results. If possible, nominate yourself. Okay, well, we'll do so. So we do roll with disadvantage. However, we do get to add +1 to it. To whatever the lower one is. So that's going to be a 2. Please don't die. Okay. Well, I mean, the +1 saved our bacon here at least, so we get a new survivor, so we'll go ahead and add a new one. Parents being Dogmeat Dingleberry. So we'll inherit the scythe there, because why not? And second parents will be Doodle. And we'll take Pristine. Sure, that sounds good. And maybe we'll take Club 1. Why not? No, we'll take Seth. There'll be female, Dogpole 9. And again, open to any sort of doggo-related survivor names that you would like. Dogpole 9. That's a typo there, but that is fine. And there we go. Okay, back to what we're doing. So out of that for the moment, although we will actually go back to that in a sec here again too. So let's see, scarification, what do we get? That was pretty much the only one I didn't want. Balls. Okay, so we get the, oh, actually one other thing too. Oh, dang it, Dogmeat. So Dogmeat is blinded. Severe injuries, blind. -1 permanent axtry, which really sucks. Because her scythe is only 7+ to hit, so now becoming an 8+. That is a bummer, specifically since we were really hoping for luck. And then also from the birthing thing there too, also gained a destroyed bowels, I think it's called. So let's add that. Destroyed genitals, there we go. Ouch, yeah, that was a big time bummer. So no more babies for Dogmeat, alas. Okay, well, intimacy, and then what about age? Because there should be a specific one here. I think it's awake. Yeah, 17, awake. Alrighty, reel back a few more pages. Awake. No, it's not this. What is the age-related one then? Midnight's Children, not that. Not Intimacy, not Foundlings. Meltdown. Dragonkin. What one was it? Oh, I guess age is just in the base game, I suppose then. Or in the base rulebook. Age 107, 103, 5, 6, 7. All right, proficiency we already did, but the other stuff I hadn't done. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna roll think is it 2d10? Yes. 9. Gain a random fighting art for Doodle. Okay. One round of fighting art. Extra sentence. You may dodge 1 additional time per round. So this is a tanky character, so that is super fitting. I am down with that. And on that note, looks like my puppy needs to go outside, and I'm going to take some time off screen to figure out what kind of stuff I want to craft, and we'll go through that when I start up next session in probably about 2 weeks, next Wednesday, or 2 Thursdays from now. Thursdays? Yeah, Thursdays. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye!